Okie dokie, where's my notes? Don't tell me I haven't got my notes. Hang on. Let's just make sure we are set right. Well, howdy there, folks. Good morning. I am Icubian Organist, and I am with you again. I hope I'm centered right and the microphone is okay. My voice is a bit better than it was before the last broadcast, and I don't know if this is going to be an interesting broadcast for you or not. I hope to gain more confidence, and I promise that one of these days I will produce the show myself and make sure everything is everything, as they say. Now, as I'm talking to you at the moment, the news is on, and what I have on screen is Shamima Begum. And so this video is going to be about Shamima Begum, the fallout, and the update on that situation. I'll explain who she is again, for those of you who don't know. It will also be about deportees. And I put down here some notes that I might actually wish to branch on. It may be a long video, it may not be. I don't really much care at this moment in time. I'm just going to do this video, put it out there, create a body of work, mind my P's and Q's, and go forth. So, Shamima Begum. I think it's 2015 or 2016. Shamima Begum is a schoolgirl from East London. And that's in the UK. East London. East London has a lot of Muslims and so forth. She's of Bangladeshi origin. And this schoolgirl and two of her friends were chirped, chatted up, rude. I'm not using the kind of mainstream media. They was indoctrinated. No. They're schoolgirls and they wanted a good stiff dick. And it was exotic because they're out there, and she went out there for this Khalifa, and she's been fucking ever since. She's had 2 babies, both of them died. She just dropped another baby. She's 19 years old. She wants to come back. Somebody from the Times went to a refugee camp, and she was there, and she gave an interview. Smell a rat here. So, she, in this interview, which I haven't watched all the way through because I don't really give a rat's patootie either way, because if I start at the very beginning, the fact that some schoolgirl wants to go to Syria to fuck the scumbags of ISIS is one thing, but Syria is a sovereign country. They had an election and people didn't accept the vote. The losers didn't accept the vote. So they went out on the street protesting. It got nasty. And when they get nasty, the state gets nasty. Bashar al-Assad, the orthodontist who was living here and trained here, was thrust into power because his brother died. It was supposed to be his brother being the leader. He was nothing to do with it, but all of a sudden he's thrust into power. Well, he's got no choice but to root out these people who don't like the vote, who are trying to create a revolution. All of a sudden, England and David Cameron, who's Jewish, Scottish Jew, I found that out because I was reading the Jewish Chronicle, and in it he's saying, I'm proud of my Jewish roots. I'm like, who knew that? Who the hell knew that? You know? Anyway, what's that got to do with anything? It's got a lot. Know who you're talking to, because you could think you're talking to somebody else, and it's totally somebody else. He created the problem in the first place, because what goes on in Syria is serious business. He went and had that war. He launched that war. They lobbied Parliament, and Parliament voted for that war. And I'm saying that now because whatever happened after that was done on lies and interference in somebody else's affairs. Where Syria is to where England is, it's not like something on your borderline. It's like if America wanted to get involved in, well, they've been doing it with Venezuela anyway. But I mean, Venezuela's not even on their border. You have to go to several countries to get to Venezuela to interrupt and start, you know what I mean, which they have done. John Perkins' book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, very good read, very interesting read, eye-opening. And Venezuela is a popular subject today because America want to do the same thing they've done before, which is topple the regime. So, you know, they're out there fighting wars for Israel and Jews again. It's got nothing to do with you, but you're going to interrupt. Well, Shamima Begum is some of the flotsam and jetsam that accrue after what you've done. Now, this war in Syria has been going on for years. And it just so happens Syria and Russia have combined together to actually smash the American-led ISIS. Right? These terrorist groups that are attacking Assad are American, Israeli, and American and England backed. It's a crazy set of affairs that the media is telling you, oh, ISIS is out there, but they're funding who they say are the moderates. But every time there's a bomb that goes off that's got tear gas or not tear gas, chemical weapons gone off, it's always from the moderate side. Or, you know, and it always happens when the Syrian army and the Russians are about to crush these guys. They've won the battle. And so when this chemical, you're like, well, why would they do that? They've won anyway. Well, they're on the brink of winning now because Trump has offered no more support. And the Russians and Syrians are mopping them up. So she sees, well, she's saying in this interview the Khalifa is corrupt and, you know, blah, blah, blah. I just want to come home. Now, my emotions are saying, bitch, stay out there. You know, who sent you out there? I know there's loads of penis here. You want a good stiff Rodney? Length, you know? You want the rich hard? You could have rich hard. Look over the top, you know what I mean? You want that, that's what you went there for. You went there because you're just young, girl with your cream and pum-pum and you want a fuck. And you think, well, let me go there. Hey, the girls in this country, shut up. Because when the Yardies came over here, the first thing these English guys did was underneath them. And then man, kill them, beat them, do all kind of thing. Because we ain't saying nothing. You have your baby with all of them scum. You know what I mean? All you want. So, you know, there's been an outcry of rejection and abhorrence to nonchalant, it would appear, interviews where it looked like, well, she said she's not sorry. She's not apologised. She saw heads cut off in buckets and it didn't, quote unquote, faze her. And every time I see her, now she's 19. She is 19. I'm going to admit something. At 19, I wasn't quite all there. I would say at my age now, I understand what's going on. But we're not taught to understand what is going on. Not my kind. Not my kind. Right? And many people who are of a paler hue are not taught. We're pretty much the cannon fodder. The plebs, you know, they're nothing. The dispensables, if you will. We will never be trained to compete to be a captain of a ship. Of a battleship, or an air commodore, or a pilot even. No, we don't get those opportunities. You won't see us playing polo. None of these things in this society where it's a meritocracy. No, it's not. It is to some degree, you know what I mean? You're all equal at the bottom, and we can throw in a bit of division here and promote white and Asians over black, which they have done. Which is disgusting, but coming from my position, I'm going to give a shout out to Yvette Carnell, Antonio Moore, and that crew from Breaking Brown. I heard a video yesterday and somebody was slagging her off, called her a lesbian, said she dated a white woman. I'm not the bedroom police, so I'm not interested in that. It's mildly interesting, but I don't really care. And I'm not of the school of Umar Johnson. If you marry a white or some other race, you cannot be pro, and I'm going to use the word, ADOS. ADOS. Or in my case, CDOS. CDOS. ADOS is American Descendants of Slaves. CDOS is Caribbean Descendants of Slaves. We both have an argument for reparations. For that there is no doubt. But it's only now we're taking the argument. I say we because I am now taking the UK arm of it and activating it slowly but surely. The American arm is new. They actually have professors who are engaging in that. Over here, it's difficult. I'm trying to do my master's, but 80% of universities are held down by the left. They're Marxist, they're totalitarian, they will not listen to any other view. They won't listen to any other view. They go on, they just got their eyes closed, and that's it. So, and they're very totalitarian. They mark down perfectly good work because you're not reading from their scripts and approving of their scripts. What they left do is they write about each other and pat each other on the back, and they want you to join in, and they use terms like we. So anyway, Shamima Begum. There's been wall-to-wall coverage. It's still going on. It's been 2 weeks now. Still going on. And there's been phone-in shows, the length and breadth of the country, headline newspapers, etc. This woman who went out to, she didn't go to fight for ISIS. She went out to fuck for ISIS. Let's be straight. She's a hoe like any other hoe, right? You can love your daughter all you want, but as soon as she gets that kick in and start PF1 dick, that's it. That is it. You just gotta hope that the guy is a decent guy and he thinks enough of her to make a decent woman of her. Otherwise they bounce around, pinball, until somebody says, I'll make a decent woman. Otherwise they're prostitutes in the making. Might sound rough, but they're prostitutes in the making. And she went out there for a dick, right? She wants to come home and everybody doesn't want, loads of people don't want her coming back. So there's a hue and cry about it. Now we have a Home Secretary. His name is Sajid Javid. Obviously by the name Sajid Javid. He's a conservative, but he's also of Muslim background. Now it just turned out today, or was it yesterday, late yesterday, he's revoked her citizenship. Now, this is a silly move in my view, and a dangerous move in my view. I don't think much is going to come of it, because number one, when this happened last week Thursday, Jacob Rees-Mogg was on, and I spoke about it, it was on Question Time, BBC Question Time. They asked him about this, he said, well look, it's a matter of international law, she has to come back, she's a British citizen. And I don't like that, but, because I'm thinking to myself, you made your bed, you damn dirty little nasty piece of crap. You know what I mean? Stay out there. However you got out there, you got your citizenship. My argument was, but you crawl back in a hold of a plane, whatever it is. You get back here. You make it back here. Terra firma UK, you're okay, right? But not one penny. Anyway, Sajid Javid has revoked her citizenship, basically saying bye, you know what I mean? Now, this international law, this is what this Tory guy is doing. He's playing to the crowd. He's playing to the crowd. Now, law should never be made on emotion. Ever should it be made on emotion. Cold, hard thinking, good examination, scientific method, good exploration. You use the knowledge you've got from the Enlightenment, you thrash it out, and you look about the moral good and the fullness of why you're bringing this law into action. Any other issue after that does not matter. So the fact that it's law, that she's a British citizen and has rights to come back, that's it. He's bowed to the emotional. People that don't know the law, don't care about the law, who on emotion will change the law not realizing that they could be being played by the media and those who control the media to make you a problem reacting solution. They want to change the law. The government wants to change the law. If they play this story up, you buy into it and say, no, I don't want that. You call for changing the law. Sajid Javid changed the law. It then becomes used for anybody who says something that the state doesn't like. We now can revoke your citizenship and look into your parents' history and say that's where you should be. This is the problem with that law. This is where they're using people's emotions. And we're living in a time where the Marxists, they don't believe in facts. They believe in emotion. You know, interpretivism is their thing. You know, they don't believe, they call it positivist if you believe in just cold hard facts. Because they believe there's grey areas. Well, yeah, there are grey areas. But we don't interpret everything. There is an absolute truth. There is an absolute lie. Okay? They don't believe in absolute truth. Which is, duh. If that's the case, it's secular reason. Because if you're saying there's no truth whatsoever, there's no absolute truth, then you obviously are lying to me. Because if there's no absolute truth, then what you're saying coming out your mouth must be a lie. No. Well, if it's not, then it's circular reasoning, which means your premise is flawed in of itself. Shut the fuck up. So I'm using my, my flavour. It's the way, I'm not writing, I would never write it, you know what I mean? I was kind of like umming and ahhing about the last time I used, I don't know why they call it French, but bad language. But, sometimes people like what they hear. I'm not actually broadcasting for the mainstream media, so I don't need a bit or a muzzle, really. So, Shamima Begum, again, my decision is this, I don't like it. And she should pay some price for it. But my thing is, bring the bitch home. She said she wants to come home. But make an example of her when she comes home. Revoking her citizenship is not it, because they're already going to, her lawyers, her family's lawyers, are going to challenge it, and I agree. Because you can't split families up, that's another thing, you know what I mean? And by doing this, you're splitting families up. Secondly, she was not an adult when she made that decision, she was 15, right? So she wasn't exactly totally responsible. Third, I mean, her parents. Have a go with her parents about letting her on the internet. I mean, thirdly, Cameron. That Jewish boy, David Cameron, started it. It was none of your business. Let Syria sort out Syria. But it borders Israel, and Israel, they have an aim for a greater Israel. And they need to get rid of all the states, break them down, so they can grab more land. I mean, I think it's 242. They've still got the Golan Heights. By international law, they shouldn't be occupying it, but they do. And the world does nothing. So, I don't feel no way about saying whatever I'm saying. So, that's been the whole thing. Sajid Javid has revoked her citizenship. I think it's grandstanding. I think he's just trying to get on side with the emotional people to say, I'm down with you. You know what I mean? I know your feelings. Rather than coming out there and say, look, this is the law. I must abide by the law. I have every sympathy with you. This is what we're going to do. And we'll make a lesson, come down strong. But we have to, and then bring a scenario to the people, do a broadcast, a public broadcast, and say, well, this is the situation. But, that's what I would do. But he hasn't done that. These people, I don't know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Moving on, let's talk about the Labour Party. Now we've got, I don't know if I mentioned it before, we've got a very small minority of Jews in this country. Very insular people, want their rights above you and your land. And they've been banging on about this anti-Semitism in the Labour Party for the longest time. Now, 7 MPs have walked out yesterday, headed by Luciana Berger. She's Jewish. The rest of them ain't. So it's 6-1. And who do you think's got these 6? You got to think it through. There is no anti-Semitism. I was listening to something, and somebody was talking about, it was to do with the Muslim representative. Forget her name, Ilana something. She spoke about IPAC, the American Israeli Political Affairs Committee, I think it is, IPAC. and their influence in American domestic policy and foreign policy, etc. Somebody quoted back to her in a tweet, and she must have said it's all about the Benjamin's baby. You know, Benjamin Franklin money, right? He's on one of those bills. Now she's a freshman representative in the House of Representatives, Democrat, and they've all gone in oy vey, anti-Semitism, 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 and somebody said they were counting all the tweets that they had got that pertain to this. And it clicked to me because I remember in the UK they're talking about there's a rise in anti-Semitic attacks. And what it is, what they call a rise in anti-Semitic attacks, is if you make a tweet about Israel and what they've actually done, and they don't like it, that's one attack. You're the same person and you're having a conversation, so that's 5, because you replied 5 times about something Israel has done, which is against international law, but they class it as an anti-Semitic attack. So 5, right? Nobody was hurt, nobody injured. Oh, they, of course we were hurt. Shouldn't say it. Says the criminal who mass murdered everybody, you know, at the school playground with blood dripping down the head. Well, I'm not a mass murderer. Believe me, trust me. Well, they do that with these Israelis. These Jews can say anything. And everybody just, yeah, it must be true. So, this rise in anti-Semitic attacks, I think this trope, as they've been using, they've been using for the longest time, just claim anti-Semitism, it shuts down debate, it scares everybody because they're very powerful. That's what you were talking about, IPAC being a very powerful lobby. Peter Osborne, some years ago, did a documentary with Dispatches, I think it was, still online, and it showed you that 80% of British MPs, UK MPs, are in the hands of the Jewish lobby. So that's in America, that's in UK, that's in France. I forget what the group is called, but they've got a powerful one in France. In all the European capitals, this small percentage have all the power, all the wealth, all the dominance. And they bully everybody and get their way. So you've got these 7 Labour MPs. There's now been 8. They want some Conservatives to come out because I think they want to build a new party. It's not going to work. There is no rise in anti-Semitism, and it's always strange. In the UK, we've got a problem in London. I can't say in London. The knife crime epidemic has risen. Gangsters, postcodes, a lot of black boys are involved in this, and it's actually stabbing one another. Horrendous, killing one another. Now that's the issue. But every time there's an issue about black people and the focus is there, up pops the Jews talk about there's a rise in anti-Semitic attacks. You never hear anybody got killed, punched, slaughtered, or anything. And if there is graffiti, I bet your bottom dollar they did it. But we just don't, you know, I'm living in a world where people just don't learn. They don't listen. You know what I mean? And sometimes black people, whew, the sickest mother on planet Earth. You know, it makes you, I keep saying it, Jesus, Yeshua, my Lord, you died for the yet to be conceived. Here I am! And what good does it do when I can't say and I'm muzzled? Why did you do this? When this is what was going to happen? It's a stupid plan, says the very frustrated man. But the yet to be conceived, I bow to that. The yet to be conceived, that's why we do the work, because it's for those to have a better world than we have today. I'm not sure that I have a better world, more technology, but I'm not sure morally it is. However, I'm now human and I understand human. And this idea of being human is a concept from Paulo Freire, his book Pedagogy of the Oppressed. And what he's talking about, to be humanized, is to be educated, to understand, to know who you actually are, where you are, and what the situation is. Yeah, and where, you know, where you fit in this world. Most people that you know, if you're about, let's just say you're working class, and as I'm of this youth, and I hail from the my parents hail from the Caribbean, your life is limited, and the knowledge that you have is limited. And that's the box that you're in, or the glove hole that you're in. Outside of that, you may not look. Outside of that, you may not pursue. But if you were to have a mind to see outside of it, you realize and see the bigger picture, and you see the colors, you see the whole panorama. Right? This is what they're denying you. So, in other words, you're not human because you don't know. And as some people say, you don't know that you don't know that you don't know. Right? But you grow, your hormones kick in, your dick gets stiff, your pum pum get juicy, your titty out there, you want a man. And you play that dolly house role as they've made you, you bonk, you split. You bonk, you split. You don't know you don't know the value of it. You know the emotions of everything and the value of nothing. And you don't know yourself, you don't respect yourself. They say they do. Oh, no man gonna do this. Oh, no man, no woman do. But you all have done it. You don't know because you've got no rites of passage. You don't even have an explanation about what you're supposed to be doing. That's why we got families splitting apart. So what am I talking about? I'm not quite sure where I went there. It might make sense to me on the way back, but I'm going to leave the Shamima Begum situation right there. All I will say is this: I hope the Home Secretary's decision to revoke her citizenship is overturned. I definitely think it's the wrong thing to do, and I don't believe it to be correct. Okay? I do not believe it to be correct at all, and I'm trying to make sure that my microphone is... Oh, for God's sake, you know what? Oh dear. I have been speaking, and the microphone's been behind my neck. Oh, that kind of kills it really, because yeah, I think at this moment, I think that's about it. I was going to speak on whatever I was going to speak on, but I'll have to play this to find out if you can hear me at all. If you can't, forget it.